but many believe it's putting a strain on areas that can least afford it. Stoke has long housed asylum seekers. It's not the same everywhere. The asylum dispersal scheme is incredibly varied. Places like here in Stoke and others in the Midlands and the North, well, they take in hundreds of asylum seekers. There are entire areas in the South that simply don't take any, including Theresa May's local authority. In the entire southeast of England, there are 481 people on the asylum dispersal scheme. That's out of a population of 8.5 million. The story is broadly similar in the east of England and in the southwest. In Stoke, with a population of 250,000, there are nearly twice as many asylum seekers as the entire southeast. And it's not just Stoke. Bolton, Wigan, Rochdale, Sandwell, Swansea, Stockton and Oldham, and a number of other areas each have more than the entire southeast. Around 300 councils across the UK aren't part of the scheme. Kevin Sauntry is sorting through donations of warm clothes.
Hey man, is that one of the kiddies one, ain't it?
He works for the charity Asher, who provides support for asylum seekers in Stoke. He believes the system just isn't fair.
We could be more sensible in the way we distribute people and more discerning, and it shouldn't be done on what appears to be a, dare I say, class situation.
Do you think it's as much as that? You think it's...
I do. What I mean by that is, if we looked at perhaps where the Prime Minister lived, I doubt whether that we have many asylum seekers in that area, if you want it straight.
Well, on the dispersal?
Yeah, on the dispersal.
There are none in her local authority.
Oh, well, there you go. That says a lot about the way, the attitude that exists.
In today's Home Affairs Select Committee report, MPs turn their fire on the quality of accommodation provided to asylum seekers. That's a difficult subject when many people in the UK are living in substandard housing. But those who work with asylum seekers, like Lydia, describe pretty grim conditions.
Some of them who are even sharing the same bed, others from different countries, not knowing each other, and sleeping on the same bed. It is bad because can you imagine meeting someone you don't know and you sleep on the same bed?
Conservative councillor Dan Jellyman thinks his party and Theresa May can do a lot more. A lot of these councils that aren't taking any asylum seekers are actually Conservative councils.
Yes, well, as I say, I think the system needs reform. Here in Stoke, we run the council with independence, and I'm particularly proud that Stoke stands up to the mark and that we take our fair share of asylum seekers, and I would certainly encourage other councils to do the same.
Do you think it would be an easier sell if people in Stoke thought the system was a bit fairer?
Yes, absolutely I do. I think a lot of people in Stoke accept that it's the right thing to do to take asylum seekers, but there is always the feeling that other areas could do more.
For Kevin, there are consequences to a perceived unfairness that even stretch to Brexit.
Well, when you put pressure on areas that are already struggling for employment, that is bound to create pressure. So that's another reason why we need to be just more discerning about what we do. It will influence the way people think and vote. And that's
why you think it should be fairer?
That is why things should be fairer.
Tamba has just received his leave to remain. He's thankful to the city that gave him shelter.
Girl, I feel like part of Stoke because here, at least when I have problem, I know where to go. You know, I can come here, they can direct me.